Check, check, microphone check. Welcome to Dad's Workshop. You're in there before me. Welcome to Dad's Workshop. You're in there before me. Let's see who's the first regular. I shouldn't be freezing at all. Internet looked good. Several bars. Should absolutely not be freezing. Looks like it did though. Oh, Chardonnay's the first one, and it's a little better this afternoon. It was nasty this morning. I don't know where my big, oh, there it is. Chardonnay is starting to dominate the board here. You're about to get one of the diagonal ones. You know, those are the funnest, right? The diagonal ones. Oh, good. Glad, woodchucker. Glad it's nice and clear. Today, you know, we chill and we relax and we talk about stuff. We don't make too much. We don't take too much seriously around here, but I am working on cleaning up these, and I don't know if I can put this in here with this end that close there. Probably like this I could do it. I might work on it like that too. I don't know how well you all can see that. Maybe you can't. Let me back the camera up a little bit. Yeah, so there we go. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm pairing off these ends. Hi, Chardonnay too, by the way, shout out Woodchuck. I'm pairing out these ends so that they'll fit in any given post that I put them in. I kind of have it in a way where you can sort of kind of see it here. Let me get to live here. There we go. All right, because I kind of want all of the ends of these mortises to fit in the tenons to fit into these mortises. And this is one of the ones that hasn't been worked very well. You can kind of see it's pretty snug on there. So what has to happen is it has to be pared down and then sanded, and then I got to work the mortises too. So all the tenons and all the mortises have to be worked in order to get this fit just right. If you're new to Dad's Work, let me save that. If you're new to Dad's Workshop, join the Discord. Subscribe, like, leave a comment. Join the family, you know. We love to converse in here. I see it's at an angle. Obviously, this is not the angle it's going to be at. This is the way I can show you the joint and the way it's supposed to fit. So you see it's a bit snug there. What we're going to do is we're going to work on the tenon, and then we're going to work on these mortises on all these too. But I have 4 tenons to do. Not 4, I have 8. 8 tenons and 8 mortises. That's a lot, right? I'd like to get the slick out, but I think the best option here, maybe my chisel here. It's kind of stuck in there. I maybe should sharpen this too. I haven't gone after this with the sharpening block yet. With these big sides, I kind of am tempted to use big chisels to take off a wider swath of material. So I got my Robert Sorby chisel here. This is my, I think this is a This is like a 1.5 inch Robert Sorby framing chisel. And they don't pay me to say that. It's just kind of the standard framing chisels set that people get. Not cheap. Also been working these tops a little bit because they're coming in a little tall. So you see this chisel's not bad for a chisel that's been sitting without being sharpened for a while. I'm gonna put these through machine planer. I'm tempted to move this back a little bit in here. Right here. So I'm in the frame here. So what I've been doing all day basically is paring these down, checking them with the mortises. See that big piece right there that y'all can't see. And this one has a big knot on this side. Actually, you know, knots go all the way through. So this was a tricky one to cut from the get-go. Especially since you all can hear I'm at that knot right here on the back. Everything around it pares down, but the knot doesn't. I think I got like the AI character that Heather made for me is pretty clever. It's AI drew it based on photos. It's pretty good. Bitmoji, like the one that your phone generates, probably it's the same idea. Robert G, welcome, friend of the program. Oh no, I interrupted your project. Put me on in the background, Robert G. Get one of those Bluetooth speakers and put Dad's Workshop on in the background, man. I'm gonna take a small chisel to this shoulder. So you all can't see this, but there's these strips of material down in the shoulder, like right in this corner here, and this becomes a problem with these mortises because you think they're square and they're not, you know, because you haven't worked this material out here. And it's tricky because, especially with this knotty stuff, because you got to take a smaller chisel with a smaller surface area to get after it. The bigger chisels don't bite like into it right properly. So I was looking at through mortises, and there's a couple options. I'm gonna do these ones, and I have it on my phone saved. I may have sent it to Heather too, where you take a piece and you cut it diagonally, and it goes through. You basically hammer both pieces in sideways, and it forces tension on the structural members. So we're gonna try to use that. Daniel, welcome, Daniel Gandara, friend of the program. We got a project section on our Discord too, Robert. I don't think you have posted stuff in there before though. like to take this time to welcome everyone who's here to Dad's Workshop. Take the time and click that like button and the bell. Subscribe to the channel. Right now we're working on a bunk bed set. And this is a mortise, a through mortise, a through tenon. Through mortise is on the other side. I accidentally said that on a video, sorry. Sorry for the inaccuracy. And in this second, I'm gonna sand it and then retest it again on that one mortise, probably on another one too. I like to test them on more than one. They're all the same, theoretically. I'm sure they all have minute differences, but I tried to measure them and cut them identical by hand as best as possible. I'm gonna take that small chisel on this side, do the same thing you all saw me do over here. Oh, this board's a little softer, it's kind of coming out without me having to hit it with the mallet. Little nooks and crannies in there. If you can get those, the flatter you can get those, the better. Or you can just cut this whole thing with a CNC router and forget about that, but that's not how we do things here at Dad's Workshop. We do things the slow and steady, handmade way. I'm reading the chat, just trying to follow what you all are talking about. Guess you're talking about the AI thumbnails right now. I don't want to, chamfer the edges. I just want to smooth and round it a little bit, you know, just to give it a little advantage when it's going into that through mortise. Also, it's a little less of a chance it's going to get you with a splinter, which this type of wood, this kind of poor quality wood will splinter the mess out of you too. I'm thinking that looks pretty good right there. I'm going to try that. Oh yeah, man, they're really nice too, Woodchuck. I'll turn the camera around so you can see my prototype. It's kind of junky now because I got all my equipment sitting on it, but yeah, I can already feel that that's going on easier. It's still a bit tight, all right? A little bit tight for my liking. Kind of flutes out. The tenon does a bit. I don't want to force it. That's probably all I'm going to do. Needs a little more work, or this mortise needs some work. But that's what we're trying to do here. Thanks, Robert. That's a good idea, man. I don't know if this circular sandpaper I got is going to wrap around very well. Maybe if I screw it on with a block and some so what you call it, some a washer. Yeah. Welcome to Dad's Workshop, folks. It's almost there. I want to take more of a broad approach to it here. Seems fluted at the end a little bit, you know, like a horn shape. At the end, I mean, this part of the tenon I'm working right now seems fluted, and I think that's because it is, because there's a knot there. Very, very stubborn knot. Which you all can't see right now on your side, but is visible in my short if you watch that. The one where I talk about stubborn knots and how I deal with them. Well, I dealt with this one, but it's still causing me problems because it's in the way. It's not wanting to carve out in the same way the other wood around it is. I'll get it, but it's going to be stubborn. It's going to be a pain. Yeah, so if you're still there, Woodchuck. Yeah, everything's hand fit. So yeah, here's my prototype right here, right? With through mortises and pins there, and braces. So like basically two-way braces at the corners, which hold all the weight, right? And then runners going across the top. You can see down there are a couple of my posts for this bed, just so you have an idea of what I'm doing there, Woodchuck. Welcome everybody to Dad's Workshop. Yeah, man, if you make them right, I'm trying to make these so they'll last forever, man. You know, Robert G's right. I probably could use a sanding block on this. Probably if I was off air. No, that's not true, because all today when I was working on this, I did it by hand and I used hand sandpaper. I did not use a oscillating sander or a belt sander or anything, both of which I have. Trying to stay true to the idea of doing this by hand, guys, for the most part. Only cheat little ways. Yes, man. You know, I'll sell anything, but a bunk bed like this, with the amount of time that it takes me to make it, would be cost prohibitive to a lot of people. This one is being made for a family member, so I'm doing it at cost. But yeah, I have sold beds before. Yeah. I actually kind of think of myself like beds are the thing I like to make. You know how woodwork is kind of specialized. I think my favorite thing to make in woodwork is beds. People use them all the time, so they're appreciated, right? You spend like a ton of your life in bed. So having a bed that you like or that's interesting to you is kind of important to your like mental health, or like maybe to your happiness. You know, have a bed that has some meaning to you. This one's going to be my kids and their cousins' bed whenever they visit their grandparents. So, you know, there'll be a lot of kids to enjoy this, hopefully, over the years. And then, you know, when it's time, maybe it'll go to more people for their kids to enjoy. Yeah, that's a lot. So beds are important. So like having a nice bed and being comfortable in bed is important. Part of your comfort in bed is the design of your bed frame. The bed frame and how it supports your mattress was the reason I started building beds, because I got a bed for like $1,500 from a furniture place. I thought that was a lot of money, but the bed was made like crap, and I had to have and fix a post under the middle of it really early, and I decided that beds could be made so much better for way cheaper than they charge, with a much higher quality and a much better durability. So that's what started me on building everyone's bed. So I started by building my two sons their toddler beds, then I built their twin beds, then I built a king size bed, I built a full bed for someone, and it goes on, and that's what happened. That's how I started doing this. But I also build other stuff, tables and things like that. For a while, all I built was air purifiers that I had designed. Used plywood and a certain combination of HEPA filter and fan. Thanks, man. I assume you're talking about me. All right, let's try it again. This sandpaper is like 60, 40, or 60 grit. It should be taking off a lot of material. This top joint on this is a little suspect. This is a different one, so yeah, this one's a tighter. I have to work this. I'm gonna put this one aside over here and work this mortise a little bit. Sorry, microphone. Where's my big mallet? Now even that's a little bit much for me to force it because I feel like it's real tight in there. But it is wanting to go through now. I am concerned I'll snap this in half here. So another thing I want to do is I want to dowel through these pieces here. Put like some 3/8 inch dowels through here with glue. Just adds extra stability to the laminated piece. The earny time. Welcome to Dad's Workshop, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for coming. Click that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you like building woodwork from, like rustic woodwork, rustic furniture, and building things out of wood using joinery that you can use in your home for your family and practically, then you're in the right place. Appreciate you, Woodchucker. Woodchucker, new friend of the program. We got lots of friends here. Let me go through the chat. We got Chardonnay, we got Daniel, 2 regular friends of the program. We got Woodchucker. We got a bunch of people hanging out. Did I say Daniel? We got Robert G, regular friend of the program. Put a comment in, be polite, be nice, and let's give you a shout out. Max Gaming. Uh-oh, Machine Gun Max. Machine Gun Max. Machine Gun Max. I don't know. Rui's been at work. Machine Gun Max is here. Machine Gun Max is here. Up at 2:30 in the morning on a school night. Welcome, Machine Gun Max. It is you, man. I watched a couple of your videos yesterday, Max. Those are good, man. I like your voice. I like the way you approach the videos. A lot like my son, the way that you approach videos. You could. I had my hand plane out earlier today. Maybe my little block plane that I worked on a little bit, maybe this would do something for it. If I turn it to the side, Robert. Or my Japanese plane. I got these pretty sensitive too, but see, I'm not getting a lot of meat material with these. And they are set to take material. Yeah, these are set to take material. Not getting a whole lot from that. Let me see if I get something from my pull plane. If I can find that. I see it right now, I think. Never mind, I don't. So today I was going after him a little bit with hand planes, man. I didn't get I also took my draw knife to it. I was going after the top, but I was just trying to find anything that could take material off quick, fast, and in a hurry, you know. I was working on sharpening this draw knife, but it still has work to be done. You get more than you bargain for with these things sometimes. But generally, man, it's pretty good. I don't want to adjust this one too much, man. That tenon I just put aside, that needs more adjustment. And this, or that mortise needs more adjustment. This, I think I might leave this for a bit. Because as I'm looking at it, man, it doesn't seem, I'll try it on a couple more. What are we talking about? Yeah, so I need to find my pull plane, Robert. I don't know what I did with it. You know I'm disorganized. Got my ads down there too. I would hit it with the ads right now almost. But I can't get desperate. There's my shoulder plane. Haven't seen that for a minute. Like a spoke shave almost. Yeah, dude. Oh, there we go. This is about the right size plane for this right here. This little pull plane. Oh, cool. Oh, cool, man. I see. So you were, oh, I see. So you found us through Mike's live stream. That's cool, man. Yeah, we love Mike here. Big fans of Mike. Mike is making stuff. It's actually making some decent shaped shavings, so it is still sharp. It's kind of surprising to me. Definitely the fluted characteristic that I was talking about, from back to front, from shoulder to the tip of tenon. You can tell when you pull this pull plane on it because it takes material from that area. Not so much on this side anymore, but on this side definitely. And with these Japanese pull planes, if you're trying to adjust them, take more meat, you just tap them with a mallet. Sometimes it takes a little too much. Like that might have been too much right there. See how much it's taking now? Kind of a cool tool because it's really it's user friendly. Kind of idiot proof. Now that's a little too much material, so then, and it looks like it's a little uneven, so I just tap it right there a little bit. If I have to, tap it. Yeah, you don't want your blade hitting the floor like that. Not advisable. So, I mean, those are pretty good for a little, like, disposable plane. Do the end grain, see how sharp it really is.